Hi guys, welcome to the QA session for the MICAT exam. So these are a few questions which a lot of students are asking me. So I compile all these questions in this third part of the video. So the first question in the story writing portion, I have to write the inner meaning of the pictures or a simple story using those. Alright, can you attach the moral of a story? First of all, in the picture writing portion, you can write anything. Fine, it's an open book to you. Whatever you want to write, you can write. But what I normally suggest to follow is TLAM, which is think like a manager. End of the day, you're not applying for a role of a creative manager. Please remember that MICAT, even though you're applying for MICAT thinking that you might be working in the creative department, but end of the day, MICAT is a management program. Fine. Where you will be acting as a manager, not a creative person, not a copywriter. Please remember that. Alright. So MICAT is a management program. So your answer should include anything or everything which is related to management. Alright. No stupid answers, no nonsense, no kiddish talk. You're not applying for arts or BCom program. You're applying for management program. So you have to act or behave like a manager. Fine. So inner meaning of the pictures, yes, you can write about that. You can write about a simple story using those. So both the things are okay. You can write whatever you want. Can you attach a moral of story? Yes. If you think there's a moral of a story of that story, yes, you can attach. But I would still recommend you that you follow a management path. If you see a picture, think of a manager. How will you respond to that? No stupid answers, no kiddish answers, by the way. All right. In the story, can I include any incident of my life? For example, I was 18 when yes, yes, you can write that. That's not a big thing. Fine. So it's very normal if you want to give your own example. If you have relevant examples, yes, you can write. No problem at all. Decent enough. One last day tip for JDPI. All right, the last few days remaining for the exams. So what to do for your GK is number one. I would recommend you to, if you are CET student, I would recommend you to go to the Mockengineering site, our MICAT program. So Mockengineering site, there are a lot of things about GK, visual GK, and your GK marathon. All these things are there. You can go through that. If you're non-CET students, then I would recommend you to read about the media companies, all the media companies in India, news about all the media companies, news about current affairs in journal. Alright, read a little bit about the Indian economy as well, various companies, organizations, business in India. All these things are must. Taglines, you can expect a couple of questions on taglines. So it might be a good idea to go through the taglines as well. Fine, so these are the few things you can do in the last couple of days, or last few days. Alright, next question is on word association. What is the example of word association? This is one example. Which of the following apple, mango, banana or watermelon is related to all these things? Fine. So what I normally do is I suggest you pick a one thing. Can I link apple to orange? Apple to eye? Fine. Apple and orange are both fruits, so kind of a analogies. So basically you're looking for a analogies, not association question. Let me just change this word. Rather than thinking this, you have to think like an analogy. The moment you think like an analogy, things become very, very simple. Apple is related to orange, yes. In the same way, something else is related to something else. Apple of an eye, of my eye is one thing. Apple, iPad, Apple is a part of Orchid. So this is a live example where you can see, and there will be around 10 questions based on this. And I would recommend you to go through them. They are good. Sir, what are the important things to keep in mind while solving the question psychometric test? Alright, first of all, psychometric test is something which you are doing, which you are personally. So don't change anything. Don't. The only recommendation which I give you, number one, is be yourself. Do not bluff. They'll find out immediately. There will be some question which sounds like the ideal answer is something else, which you are not. So please don't do that, because the same question will come later on in some different way. For example, one question can be, number one, do you study by leaving the door open? So study with door open. So if I say no, I like to have a closed door, I like to study closed. Fine. Second question, after few things, will you like to keep the agenda of a meeting open? or closed? Now, if you are thinking from this question point of view, ideally agenda of a meeting should be open agenda. People can talk about whatever concern they have. Now, the moment you're saying that I am a closed door person, you can't say here I'm an open door person. So agenda for you have to be closed. Alright, what I'm trying to say is try to maintain a symmetry, fine, which can only become if you're not bluffing. So do not answer the question according to the question itself. Fine, what will be the right answer for this question? Answer the question according to your personality. There's no right and wrong answer. There are not marks, no marks given to you for this particular topic. But in general, that will be ideal advice that stick to the personality, your personality, to solve this question. Alright, next question, sir. What will we be evaluated on part 2 essay writing for shortlisting for GDPI, or it will be evaluated later stage? Alright, essay writing is evaluated only for GDPI. That is only for your stage 1, which is your written test, and stage 2 is your GDPI. So whatever is done here will not be repeated in the phase 2. So don't worry, you're not gonna be asked the same question on your in the interview stage. So GEPI is a separate thing, whereas your written test, as a psychometric, everything is valid here. This is just a go no go gate for this thing. And again, I repeat, essay writing, creative test writing, psychometric testing, there are no marks allocated for this. It's a just pass fail thing. Alright, psychometric testing, one more thing, you have to answer all the questions. Do not leave any question blank. You will be automatically out of the thing if you leave any question blank. So you have to answer each and every question. There are going to be 30 questions on psycho test. So please go through them seriously. Alright, last few days tip will you give for the concentration, what areas to concentrate on. Alright, for this I would like to give you the breakup here. Now there's another question here, how to manage the time, because the time management is the most important part of this thing, because most of the people who are taking MICAT have taken the other exams like CAT or your ZAT and all the other exams. So there we are used to the topic like GK and reasoning. We are not used to essay writing and story writing. Fine. So what people do is they spend most of the time on these two areas and less time on these two areas. So they end up screwing up their second part, which is equally important as your first part. So there's a separate time allocation for the psychometric test, so you don't need to worry about that. But these two areas, I would recommend you to go through them, both of them equal time allocation. For suppose at total 90 minutes, you have to spend 25 minutes, say 20 minutes and 20 minutes for both the things, and remaining 50 minutes for your GK and reasoning. Trust me, 50 minutes is more than sufficient. You don't need that much time also. So maybe you can reduce this time to 30 minutes and spend 30 minutes on each essay. That's a wonderful strategy which works. So 30 is a strategy which is going to work for your in MICAT exam. Alright, so GPI is a later stage, part 2 of the program. So there is no link between the part 1 and part 2. Alright, so all the best and thank you. Yep, all the best.